welcome to Melissa's Healthy Eats. Now we're going to make the salsa that I have been planning to give you guys. We have already made the stewed tomatoes, and that recipe and directions on how to make it will be shown to you throughout this video. So we're making stewed tomatoes, and what you do is you boil a pot of water, a full rolling boil, and then once it's boiling, you stick your tomatoes in the pot no more than 4 at a time, especially if they're cold. And then you let them boil for about a minute and a half. Then after they're done boiling, you place them in a bowl of ice water, which I don't have yet because they're not boiling. You put them in a bowl of ice water, and then you can remove the skins from them very easily to make the stewed tomatoes. That process I will show you as we go, but this is important because the base of the salsa is stewed tomatoes. The tomatoes produce a lot of fluid, and when they produce all this fluid, which I'll show you when I get to that point, when they produce all this fluid, it can make your salsa a bit more runny. So what I suggest is putting in the stewed tomatoes, but holding back some of that, reserving some of that fluid so that your salsa isn't as runny. And then if you need to add more, you have the salsa, the stewed tomato juice to make it a little more thin. See how easy they are to pull off? Once you just blanch them for a minute and a half, and then you put them in the ice cold water, they come off very easily because you don't want them in your sauce unless you like it, but I don't. So I use a slotted spoon, which you can see over here, to take them out of the water, and then I just put them in another bowl once they're peeled. And this is the beginning process of stewed tomatoes. And I have 12 tomatoes that I'm doing. I'm doing 4 at a time. And it doesn't hurt because I'm going to have to put the other tomatoes in with these before I get these ones peeled. Okay, so this is the next process of the stewed tomatoes. We have 1 whole onion cut in pieces. We have a 1/4 cup of green pepper and 1/2 cup of celery. We're going to put that in a pan with about a tablespoon of olive oil. So use the same ladle. Why dirty more dishes? Because I gotta do them. And then just cook these down a little bit till they're not brown but translucent. And then when this is done and they're a little more translucent, obviously not going to be right now, you add the tomatoes in for the stewed tomatoes, and there's 12 of them. They're all peeled. And then after you do that, you cook it down until the juices from the tomatoes have filtered out some. Make sure you add some salt. I use pink Himalayan because I like pink Himalayan. Make sure you add some salt to it to give it a little more flavor. And then once that's cool, or not cool, whichever you want to do, it goes into the blender to make the salsa, because this is the base of the salsa, as I mentioned before. Make sure that you don't put all the juice in there, because then you'll have runny salsa. Just add a little more juice as you go. Use the tomatoes. Try not to break down the tomatoes when you cook them in this mix, because then you release a lot more of the juice. I just have it on a medium high, just to get a little translucent. Some of them are getting that way. But because I put them in chunks, gotta separate them. I don't add garlic at this point because I add so much garlic when I actually make the salsa. You can add garlic if you want. Make it yours. Change it the way you like. me, that's good enough. I'm going to add the tomatoes now, all of them in here. And then just let them cook down. This is the pink Himalayan salt. Just about a teaspoon. But you got to remember, this is going into a salsa, and if you don't want it to go into a salsa and you just want it to be, or you want no salt in it, then don't put salt in it. It's all yours, however you want to do it. And we just let this cook down. We'll come back in about 10 minutes and see how it's doing in about 10 minutes. Okay, this is the finished product, basically. I forgot to tell you, I do pierce each one. When they're cooked about 5 minutes, I do pierce a hole in each one just to release some of the juices, so that they have some juices to sit in when they're in the pan, or you have juices to work with. You can break that down more if you like. You can cook them down more if you like. I don't like to cook them down any further because I think they're cooked enough at this point. And then you just let it cool, turn it off, let it cool. Stir it once in a while it's cooking, so you don't things don't stick to the bottom. But when it's done, just let it cool and then take it and put it in a pan or a bowl, whichever. I'm putting mine in this bowl that I originally used, and then I will just leave it in there for the next batch, or for using stewed tomatoes for something else besides salsa. This is my Vitamix, which I will not live without, because I think it is the best, honestly, for making pretty much anything. And then I will add a whole onion, small size, roughly, an entire clove of bulb of garlic. We like it really garlicky. And I will start with half of these peppers. They're serranos and jalapeno mixes. And then I will start the mix. We will grind it or mix it up until where I like it a little chunky but not too chunky. Here we go. It's loud. So at this point, what I do is I take it out, most of it. See how it changed in color even with this tomato? And I put the majority of it in here in a bowl. Some I leave in the container so that I can throw in the cilantro. It's just one bushel of cilantro. And I made homemade jalapeno pickled, so I will give you that recipe. I will use all of the juice in this as well. And then I have seeded a few of the jalapenos, so I'm putting in 2 of those just to start with, because I don't want it too hot. It's a very simple recipe. I'll mix it in this one. If I get the lid back off. And then I'm gonna put my spoon. Oh, there it is. And then you just mix it. It is runny. When it gets to this point, you have to check and see if you want to add more tomato, fresh tomato. Obviously it's all some fresh tomato, but you might want to add more tomato based on your taste, more spice based on your taste. Actually, you have to add salt. This is a little not as green, or as red. So when I typically make my salsa, I used to make it with canned ingredients, but now that I make it with fresh ingredients, it's going to change the texture and the flavor a little bit. So let me get a spoon and taste it. That's really good. It doesn't need salt. Apparently I put enough salt when I made the stewed tomatoes. It needs more cilantro and more pepper. It's got a little bite to it, but not too bad. So for me and my family, I'm going to add the rest of these peppers. I'm going to add another jalapeno. And if I have any more juice, I'll use the rest of the juice. Otherwise, when you make the pickled jalapenos, the juice is very easy to make. So I will show you how to make that. And then I need more cilantro. So I said I would show you how to make the pickled jalapenos. So in this pan I have 1 cup of distilled vinegar, 1 cup of filtered water, 3 tablespoons of cane sugar, and 2 tablespoons of pink Himalayan salt, and 3 cloves of garlic. I do more garlic than most people, as I've said before, because we love our garlic. So what you do is you mix this until it's all mixed and you can hear the granules. Those are the granules you're hearing as I mix. Once that is all gone and the sugar and the salt have dissolved, it should come to a boil just for a few minutes, just long enough to mix these together so that they are no longer granules. And then once that is completed, you add 10 to 20 jalapenos in a jar, and then, or you can slice them into slices. I don't like to slice them. You can slice them into slices, throw them in this after it's all mixed and dissolved, and then cook it for a few minutes and then throw it in a jar. Or you can do as I do, and that is I take whole jalapenos, I slice them down the side so that that opens them, and then I throw this on there, and that's it. You stick it in your fridge, and it makes really good pickled jalapenos. Today actually am going to throw some additional peppers in there, but they're not jalapenos, they're pepperoncinis. So I'm experimenting. So I'm going to throw some pepperoncinis on top of these jalapenos with this juice, and we'll see how it goes. This first jar has only been pickling since last weekend, so a week, and they are perfect, for us at least. So that you can pickle them as long as you want to pickle them, or as little as you want to pickle them. You can also add dill if you want to make them a dill pickle type jalapeno, or you can add carrots and cauliflower, onions, whatever you want to add to that, you can actually add to it. Make it your own. It's a simple recipe, make it your own. When you buy cilantro, if you're not using it right away, put it in a cup, the ends down into a cup of water, and it stays fresh a little longer. That was about I don't know, quarter, eighth of a head maybe. And it's still a little runny, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple aromas to the mix. Oops, not with this stuff on them. I got these at Whole Foods because no farmer market have any. And maybe I'll add another tomato. These are organically grown as well from the farmers markets we went to today. Ow. With this Vitamix, you can, it's amazing. I don't know if they're expensive at first, but it's so worth it when you have one. I use it all the time. It makes purees very quickly. You can make it a little chunkier if you like. You don't have to have a puree. You can make soups in it because the RPMs are so much that it speeds up heat and heats it. I'm taking a little bit of the juice to put it in the Vitamix so it has a little bit of liquid in there to work. This is a little runnier than my normal. I think it's just because of the fresh ingredients and not all the added fillers and stuff. We will see. We will see. So if you don't want to have it as runny like this, then you can just chop them up in pieces instead of making it, you can make them more like pico de gallo, which is thicker, bigger pieces of things. I like it this way because you can use it in so many different ways. And pico de gallo I don't like as much as I do this. So let's try it again. My husband was already trying it with a chip. So the heat's a little more. It's a little sweeter with the Roma tomatoes added. So I wouldn't add Roma tomatoes if you don't like it sweeter. It's got a good flavor. It needs salt. So I use a pink Himalayan salt. Don't mind the dishes. And do it to taste. I think it needs a little more than that. There we go. And it's not the really red flavor or red color that you would see in most salsas. That's because of it being fresh and there's a mixture of tomatoes and not just plain red tomatoes. I used heirloom tomatoes and little yellow tomatoes, which I have some over here. These little tomatoes, I use some of these in it. And because of that, it doesn't have that red color that you would see in my other. I will bring out my other salsa that I made that was from the can, and you'll see. Gotta mix more. It needs more cilantro, more garlic, oddly enough, and possibly more jalapeno. I do notice a difference in flavor when you make your own brine for the jalapenos. It makes it more vinegary than my original salsa, but it's still good. So let me show you the salsa that I made before. That was from, these are the tomato paste, tomato sauces I made already. But this is the salsa originally. This is from canned ingredients and fresh, canned and fresh, that everybody loves at work and at home. If I can open the jar container. But you can see the difference in the color. It's still runny, very runny, but you can see the difference in the color from canned to fresh and the mixture of tomatoes. Same ingredients, just this is all fresh made, no canned product, and this is canned and fresh. And there's a difference in flavor as well, but they're still very good. I know the salsa looks runny, but when you put a chip on it, you can see how well it stands up on a chip. So it's not really as runny as it seems. So I hope you enjoyed the video and tune in for the next one. We will be making kombucha. And let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much.